Hello, everyone. A warm welcome to our session today. Welcome to our time together and to Women Together Connect. My name is Antoinette, and it is an absolute joy to be together on this August Tuesday. We are coming together as we always do, and I know that many of us are still signing in and signing on Tuesdays at noon Eastern to just connect with each other and to dive in as a community of practice. So, a warm, warm welcome to all as you join in, whether you've been coming week after week or you are brand new to our community here. It's a warm welcome to all. It's really, and warm because I'm also in New York in a heat wave. So, it's both warm from my heart, but also recognizing the rhythms of time and space. So I'd love to hear where everyone's from. If you want to type in the chat in Zoom or on the comments in YouTube, feel free. It's a great way for us to just connect with each other here. And we find lots of little ways, we call them tiny practices, lots of little ways to stay connected and to, sorry, I have a sneeze coming, but apparently not yet. So yeah, just connecting to each other. We're here from Bloomfield, Connecticut, Austin, New York, Miami, Boise, Sweden, and New York City. Thank you. Munich, Germany. Wonderful. So we are still just all signing in, signing on, Nyack, New York, and coming in from all over: Cincinnati, Sammamish, Washington, Hamburg, Northern Germany. Wonderful. So we are definitely all over the place. Falls Church, Virginia. Beautiful marine layered Central Coast, California. Wow, let's all be there. That just sounded so flowing and lovely. Humid Vermont on the other side of the country. From Toronto, loving every Tuesday, wishing all loving kindness. Woodcliff Lake, New Jersey. Hello to everyone. Greetings from West Palm Beach, Florida. Wonderful. I love seeing us all come in. I see New York City as well, Arlington, Mass. So just welcome all. I love it. I feel like on some level we're all sort of descending into place. Austin, still hot here. Chicago, lovely 72 degrees. I heard it's supposed to be 69 degrees here in New York tomorrow in the morning, and I am shocked. Manchester by the Sea, Massachusetts. I feel like we won't even know what that feels like because it was like immediately 90 degrees this morning. So wonderful. And, part of the reason that we do this connection in on where we're all coming from, it's kind of as we descend into this Zoom room together, that we are also in place and that we're also in the world, in our own little place in the world. And that when we connect to that and how it feels to be in this place in the world, we also connect into our rhythm of being on the land and being in the place. And so just being aware, when we have little points of awareness, we open up to the world around us. So these are all little practices, as much as it's just, hey, I'm from over here, or here's where I'm sitting today. There's also an element of kind of what rhythm I hold by being in this place, or so thank you all for sharing a little bit about where you're coming in from. And I'd like to just give us an opportunity to land here together and just connect with each other, but also just start by connecting with ourselves. So however that looks for you, I'm just getting myself prepared. You can get your feet flat on the floor. That might feel good for you. The idea is that we'll just take a moment to land here in the body, to land here on our little piece of earth that we're connected to today. You can lower your gaze or close your eyes. And exhale everything out completely. Fill the belly, the chest, and the collarbones with breath. And then exhaling out again. And as you connect in here to the body, just feeling the feet on the earth. Perhaps your feet are in shoes and they're on the floor. Just feeling that connection somehow to earth. Feeling this body on the earth body. Just feeling for a moment, what does that feel like? Just asking yourself, what does it feel like to be in this body today? Perhaps there's sensation. Or perhaps you notice that there's been a place of tension. Just noting that and maybe sending a breath there, not trying to fix or change anything, just noticing what's here. As you feel a sense of connection to the earth, perhaps sending a little gratitude to the earth and to all those who've come before us on this little piece of earth. And from that place, the rooted place, feeling sense of connection also to sky, that place just above the top of the head. Just tuning into the breath, moving in and out, but also feeling the breath move up and down. So on the inhale, feeling the breath move down to the feet. And on the exhale, feeling the breath move up to the top of the head. And then connecting into what brought me here today. So it's Tuesday, it's August. What brought me here to sign in, to connect with this group of women today? What brought me here? And then when that becomes clear, and there's a little, like, oh, there it is. You can open your eyes and you can type in the chat, what brought me here today? And we'll just connect with each other's intentions. Francis was at the ready with that one. CBD oil. Somebody told me this morning, because I'm a little jet lagged, and somebody said, you need to take CBD oil to go to sleep. So, Francis, I hear you. So we'll see. I'll let you know how it goes. For my little jet lag Instagram story. Okay, a chance to cool down, to comfort my heart. The energy and power of women together. I love that. Connection. The world is my sangha, a spiritual community. I need this. Yes, this daily or weekly Tuesday connection, just daily, right? This weekly connection really is something that many of us absolutely need. Barbara said, to escape from the chaos around me. And there really is so much chaos in the world. Today, we're going to focus in on bringing in wonder. And I think that we have so much possibility around bringing in wonder. So Jane says, absolutely necessary, bringing in wonder. Yes. And I think this is, we've kind of danced around it. It's come up in a number of topics. And we've talked about bravery and courage and all of these things. And at the end, we always have this kind of acceptance, like we just need to accept what is. And there's also this, as we open up, this like wonder that shows up. So I would love to hear your thoughts on that as well. Nina says, this is my favorite neighborhood of all time. Susie says to learn and grow. And let's see if there are any in on YouTube. Feel free to type in the comments and I will post some of those in as well. I love this. Different lenses is sometimes needed when we see chaos. Chaos is a great on-ramp to wonder. I love it. I love that. So we'll give you another moment or two to just type in what comes up for you in what brought you here today, or any thoughts that you have on bringing more wonder into our lives. And yeah, there really is so much about wonder and curiosity. So when in expanded space and awareness, all is synchronicity and I am in wonder. Beautiful, Suzanne. Thank you. Today, it seemed like everyone was speaking from my heart. Doreen says, I feel scared and I'd like to shift my gaze. Appreciating the unexpected. Kathleen said, it is a basic property of heartfelt connection. We help each other to find it in each person and in ourselves. Tina says, I try to look for new uses for things. I love that. Risa says, I want to recapture the child wonder time. And then in the YouTube, we've got to be with friends. It feels like you are all friends and to connect with others. This is lovely. From Shari, just starting the hidden life of trees, which is a great jumping off place to wonder and encourages noting the different time scale we're on from nature. I love that, especially because I've been with some big older trees recently and just looking at a tree and the size of a trunk and knowing that each little ring is a year of their lifetime, it to me just blows my mind. So I love what you just brought in, the hidden life of trees. Wonder inspires creativity. I'm meeting that today. That's from Blanche. Milani, I think that we can experience wonder in the midst of danger and hostility. Let's appreciate and change. And I think that connects to what Frances also shared about how that chaos can be an on-ramp to wonder. So how do we experience wonder in the midst of danger and hostility? Paula says, I'm a space cadet, worked at NASA, and the feeling of wonder is my daily experience here on Earth. Always so great to be in this group. Wonderful to have you, Paula. Yeah. Oh, I love this, how we hold each other. Francis says to Doreen, please be bold and walk through it. As my daughter says, there's freedom on the other side. So when we walk through that door of fear, what happens? When we are noticing that we're a little scared or we notice that we need to shift perspective, that can be the exact on-ramp to wonder, and wonder the on-ramp to creativity and wisdom and inspiration, and really, just connecting with that place of possibility. So thank you all for sharing these wonderful thoughts. And I have a lot of different thoughts about wonder, but I thought perhaps we start with journaling and we start with just connecting with our own experiences of wonder. And I'll just read also Suzanne's little quote here. The hunter, when falling down a trap hole, reaches for a bunch of grapes overhanging his hole, and he says, how beautiful. So it's all about perspective, right? It's all about, where am I looking? Where am I seeing? Am I looking at being in this hole and, or am I looking up and seeing the wonder and the beauty of things? Wonder is the evidence of our presence and connection to all we share life with, says Linda. So I love this. I could have looked at a bunch of quotes on the internet, which I did, but I could look at a bunch of quotes on the internet and find, what other people think about wonder. But I love the wisdom of this community. Women Together has so much wisdom in it. When we sit in circle together, when we see each other, when we connect with each other, there really is so much in this community here. So thank you all for sharing. And what we'll do is just turn to our little journals. And so if you have a piece of paper and a pen, you can pull that out. I'll give you a moment to do that. And it really does make a difference to just be able to actually write something down and notice sometimes even what I'm thinking and feeling about this thing. Like, what is actually coming up for me about wonder? Um, what is actually here for me? And how often am I actually connected to that place? So let's just take a moment and write down, when was a time where I experienced wonder? So perhaps it was picking up the hidden life of trees, or perhaps it was while working at NASA, wherever it may be for you. Just writing down, when was a time that I experienced wonder? Just writing that down in your own space. Then I'd like to just take a moment to practice. So, just writing down, I would like to offer a practice of opening up curiosity. So, the invitation is going to be to write a list of questions you have. So, what am I curious about? And so, just activating curiosity, it could be anything. The invitation is to do less of the kind of why did this happen, not a kind of why did this happen in the past, but what am I curious about? So how does how does that James Webb picture telescope thing work, wonder. So I wonder, and just write down what comes to mind for you. So what are you curious about? How does the sky turn purple when the sun is setting? Just something that you wonder about, and just keep writing questions. Even if that question, I wonder why the sky turns purple, then maybe ask a how after that. How does the light refract? So just listing question after question, even if you don't know what to write, just allow the work of the hand to do the magic. So keeping the hand to paper, continuing to write questions down. I wonder, dot, 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 or what am I curious about? Just seeing perhaps the questions start building on themselves. Perhaps it starts to build into to some. Dorian talked about narratives, so the stories that we tell ourselves. So just noticing as we write what we're curious about, what comes up. And then just noticing this moment, this place that we're in when we're curious. What is the opposite of this? So there are moments that we've had that we're completely shut down to this experience. So what happens for us? It's, some of us talk about um, kind of a closed mindedness. There's some, I get in my own way, I get defensive, I get like I have this feeling that I know the answer. We talked about that a bit last week, that I know what it is. Like, yes, I know, I hear you, like I got it. So what is the pattern that sometimes happens for us that closes down this capacity for curiosity? And I'll tell you my answer is the voice of judgment. For me, inside, it is the voice of judgment that shuts down my voice of curiosity. So when I'm judging something, I tend to lose my curiosity. So just noticing for a moment, you can write for yourself, what is it that shuts down my voice of curiosity? And then I will read a couple of quotes before our final journaling question here. And some of the things that that I came up with are about the feeling of wonder. But I have a couple of things. One is Alice Walker says, "The more I wonder, the more I love." And that's from The Color Purple. The more I wonder, the more I love. And I thought that was beautiful. But the other piece is from Einstein. He said, "The most beautiful thing we can experience is the mysterious. It is the source of all true art and science. He to whom the emotion is a stranger, who can no longer pause to wonder and stand wrapped in awe, is as good as dead. His eyes are closed." The most beautiful thing we can experience is the mysterious. It is the source of all true art and science. He to whom the emotion is a stranger, who can no longer pause to wonder and stand wrapped in awe, is as good as dead. His eyes are closed. So the final question here is, oh, wonderful. Thanks, Ethan. I was going to put it in, but there she has it already. The final question is, what is my access road? If the voice of judgment, or Francis said maybe the fear, um, if there's this thing that shuts us down, to wonder, what is the thing that opens us up? So maybe that's curiosity, maybe it's asking ourselves a question, but what is the access road? What is the path that opens us up to wonder? How do I bring more wonder into my life? How do I bring more wonder into my life? And when you're ready, we can just look up and we'll do our little connection with each other now because we're doing our session a little backwards today. So when you're ready, you can, if your video is not on yet, you can do that. And if you're on Zoom, you can go into the gallery, top right corner, view, gallery. And what I'd love to do is invite in, we do normally welcome at the beginning. Today, I'd like to do wonder. So as we take in, you can find, maybe you just flip through the screens here and just connect in with maybe two, maybe four boxes and just activate this place of wonder about these incredible human beings who are here. Just wonder. I wonder what brought her here. I wonder what she's wondering about. I wonder what she's curious about. I wonder what she's figured out in her life. I wonder what makes her heart burst with joy. I wonder what makes her smile. Just being with that sense of wonder for a moment. I wonder how the internet works to bring us together in this way. How amazing. And for those of you on YouTube, I'm wondering about you as well. And we have some wonderful wonderings happening in here. Um, so just connecting with this space of wonder, we will turn to each other in Zoom, in our breakout rooms. For those of you on YouTube, thank you so much for joining us today. We can stay connected in the womentogether.com conversation space. And we'll see you again next week. And for those of us here in Zoom, we're going to turn to each other and share what we're wondering about. What is my access road? How do I connect with wonder? What am I curious about now? So you can share your name, where you're coming from, a little bit about your wonder, and we'll spend 20 minutes in there. And we'll just come back after that. And one thing I'll say before we go is the Rachel Carson quote. She says, the more clearly we can focus our attention on the wonders and realities of the universe about us, the less taste we shall have for destruction. And I love that because that's exactly what we need in the world. And so enjoy the time together. Know that this capacity to wonder is what will keep us moving forward. So enjoy the time together. We'll see you in 20 minutes. And if you have any questions, we're here. So enjoy the time.